Hello everyone, welcome to my MMA Diary. If this is the first time you've watched one of these, I cover the fights from the previous week, preview the fights coming up the next week, go over some news and notes, as well as give you my fight of the week, which is a relatively new feature in which I pick a fight from the past, like, I don't know, whenever I feel like it, and then I recommend it for you to go seek out and watch, usually on Fight Pass, but like last week, there was a fight on YouTube that I was able to pull up and show you guys. So, this is going to be a real fucking half-assed episode, in case you were wondering. We are going to play the co-main event from last week's UFC 198, in which Stipe Miocic upset the former champion, Fabricio Verdum, in a pretty stunning knockout. Like, I picked Miocic to win, but I didn't expect Verdum to look that bad. So let's get into it. UFC 198. I did a full prediction list for the entire card, and it didn't turn out too well. The first fight of the night on Fight Pass, Moicano versus Tuhugov. I still didn't remember that guy's name. Got that one wrong. The Brazilian won in a decision. Moraes versus Chagras. That ended up to be a draw. But I thought Moraes definitely won. That was my pick. So I guess I'm 0-1-1 right now. Francisco Trinaldo, he beat the shit out of Yancy Medeiros. Trinaldo looked badass. That's my dude. In the most shocking fight of the night, I thought, even more shocking than the main event, Lil Nog completely destroyed Patrick Cummins, like totally destroyed him. I thought Patrick was gonna take him down and beat the shit out of that old... Must have like one more fight in his tank, I guess, but yeah, he dominated that fight. Good for Lil Nog. I mean, it's always good to see a legend win, but definitely didn't see that one coming. John Lineker versus Rob Font. I said this was going to be the fight of the night in my last week's preview. It turned out not to be. Lineker basically just dominated Rob Font from the opening bell to the end. Thiago Santos versus Nate Marquardt. Nate Marquardt is... It's so sad to see Nate Marquardt like this. Like, that dude used to be really good. Really fun fighter. He's just getting his head knocked off now. Thiago Santos is a bad motherfucker. Yeah, I feel bad for Marquardt, but I saw that one coming a mile away. I had picked Thiago Santos. Worley Alves versus Brian Barberena. I picked Alves. That dude can fucking fight. Good for Brian Barberena. He upset Sage Northcutt, and now he upset Worley Alves. Worley Alves had him in a guillotine in the first round, and the ref was out of position, and he couldn't see if Barberena was tapping or not. Alves looks up to him like, yeah, he tapped, and Brian Barberena just sticks his thumb out like, no, I'm good. And Barberena came back and dominated the next 2 rounds, big time. Damian Maia versus Matt Brown. I knew I should, like I said last week, I always pick against Maia, and I'm always wrong. Damian Maia is a really good fighter. Really, really good. People say, oh, he's boring. He just fights on the ground the whole time. He doesn't even strike. Amazing to see what that guy does to fucking strong-ass human beings. He just crawls all over him, does whatever he wants, holds him in a position. The only time Matt Brown was able to ever to do anything was at the end of rounds, and he didn't do any damage to him at all. Damian Maia dominated that fight big time. Shogun Hua versus Corey Anderson. I had picked Corey Anderson, and I thought Corey Anderson got robbed. Shogun rocked him a couple times. Like, I'd give the first round to Shogun because he really rocked Anderson, and he was like on his heels the whole time. But the next 2 rounds, I thought Corey Anderson was much more effective, had way more output. He got wobbled once, but not severely. I don't know. I there. Cyborg versus Leslie Smith. This happened like everyone thought it was going to happen. Cyborg just came out and beat the shit out of her. Like, I was hoping that Smith might Oop. I was hoping that Smith might put up like a little bit of a fight since she's so tough, but she just got rocked. Whoop. And Smith at the end of the fight was saying like, I never fucking tapped. And she thought that the ref stopped it a little bit early. And maybe he did, but I don't see how he was ever really gonna recover.
He's in full mount here. He's looking for the arm bar.
First
thing he wants to do is he wants to secure the arm, tie it up, then shift his hips forward, rotate the hips, throw his leg across his face. Then he wants to sit back, break the grip, extend his body, straighten out the arm.
Got it. There you have it. That's an easy victory. It didn't happen like that for the main event co-main event with Jacare and Vitor Belfort. It was close though. Jacare got Vitor down, beat the living piss out of that guy, and got an easy victory. Like, Jacare was a beast. And we'll get to Jacare news in a little bit, but I guess he was fighting with a really bum knee in this fight. So good for Jacare. Like, Vitor, he's not exactly a slouch. He's definitely on the downside of his career, especially since he's off TRT, but I mean, Jacare just beasted on him. And then the main event, Verdum versus Miocic. I picked Miocic, and I picked him like in this EA thing. I picked him in the third round via TKO. It took him only in the first round to get a TKO. My cats are fighting. Let me just throw something at them quick. Yeah. Where'd I put the controller? Okay, right there. Yeah, Miocic. He was just playing defense for a little while. Like, Verdum was charging at him. He was blocking. Verdum landed a couple good leg kicks on him. And, like, he was trying to get inside. I don't know if he was trying to clinch or what he was trying to do, but he was just charging right at him. Miocic just stepped back. Bing! Right hand on the jaw. Verdum goes flying face first to the canvas. Pretty devastating knockout. And Miocic's reaction at the end of the fight, where he just leaps over the cage and he's screaming, "I'm a world champ! I'm a world champ! I'm a world champ!" Over and over again was hilarious. Like, good for that guy. The heavyweight title is ridiculous. I was listening to Ariel Helwani's MMA Hour, and he was saying that no UFC heavyweight champion has defended the belt more than 3 times in a row, which is it's sad. But that division's so hard. Like that fight sort of just shows that one punch can end a guy's night. They hit so hard. Verdum didn't take the fight seriously at all. It looked like at all. That guy just looked like he was having a good old time. He didn't look that much, and he didn't look like he was in that good of shape. I thought Miocic was gonna win, but I didn't think Verdum was gonna look that bad, like, at all. I'm trying to think of anything else from 198. Like I said, this is a really half-assed episode. I didn't even take any notes or anything. Let me think here. No, that's all I got for 198. So, I also mentioned that Tiffany Timebomb Van Soest, I still don't know how to say her name, was fighting at Glory 30. She looked good, but the girl that she fought, I don't know, she was some Egyptian girl, I think. She was pretty badass too, and she was like way younger too. She was way young. It was Tiffany just knocked her ass down on the mat one time. I don't watch kickboxing, so I know even less about kickboxing than I do about MMA, but it was pretty fun to watch. So, I guess we'll just go straight into some news here. I guess the biggest news of the week, Chris Weidman, he is out of UFC 199, and In comes to replace Weidman against Luke Rockhold. Good old Vitor Belfort. Vitor Belfort. I just was looking at him and I said his name. Michael Bisping. He's going to fight Luke Rockhold in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. For the UFC middleweight championship of the world. He's coming off that big win in February against Anderson Silva. Yeah, it was definitely when the ice was still on the water because I went ice fishing that day. I remember. I think it's a good thing that he gets that title shot because he doesn't got that many years left. He's not going to get much better. And it would be a shame if his career ended where he never got to fight for a title. Come on, Vitor, what are you doing? Whoop, he ducked it. Nice. Oh, you're out of gas, huh? No, I'm out of gas. But he, God damn it. Bisping, he's got 23 or 24 pounds to cut in 2 weeks. And he wasn't in a training camp. He was shooting a movie, apparently. So, ooh, hello. So he's going to be at a severe disadvantage against Luke Rockhold, who's been training leading up to this fight. So he's going to be peaking at the time that they get to fight, whereas Bisping will just be getting going. And, you know, there's that whole thing of a fighter not having a training camp comes in unscathed, but when you've been fighting as long as Michael Bisping has, I think you're already scathed, you know? My cats, I tell you what. Just a second. Billy! Oop. Yeah, my cat Billy was digging in some cardboard. What kind of man I am, just having cardboard sitting out in my apartment? Well, let me tell you, I'm gonna give those to my dad for when he smokes some carp or catfish. He can put the fillet, or I don't know. I guess the smoked fish would be the proper terminology, right? Because it's like a whole side with bones in it. So I don't know. Oh, you fucker! You got me down. Block, you fool. So good for Michael Bisping getting a shot. If you think about it, if Luke Rockhold would have beat Chris Weidman, who would they have put after Chris Weidman? There's Jacare, there's Michael Bisping, and there's Yoel Romero. And maybe Nick Diaz? Maybe Nick Diaz is more of a 170 than a 185er, but I don't know. It sucks for Michael Bisping, but it's you know, a double-edged sword, good and bad. So I don't know. I'm happy for Michael Bisping. I don't think he's going to stand much of a chance at all. But who knows? Maybe he'll shock the world. Maybe he'll get that victory. That would be so awesome to see him with the belt on. Like, I don't like Luke Rockhold. I think he's kind of a tool. But that dude is fucking badass. Like, he should be a 205er almost. How does he even cut that weight? Raj. Wow, you recovered quick. Whoa. Up you go, up you go. I know I should be fighting on the ground since I'm Jacare and he's a jiu-jitsu champion, but it's more fun to strike. Whoop. In other news, well, Chris Weidman, I don't know, I was looking for the extent of his injury, but I didn't find it. Like I said, I just wanted to get this done really quick. Come Come on, tie him up. Knee, elbow, knee, other knee.
Nasty knee to the head lands. Vicious knees.
And, whoop. God damn it.
Nice takedown.
What was I saying now? Luke Rockhold is huge. Oh yeah, he's a tool, but he's so big and he's just badass.
He clipped him with an uppercut.
Like, you're almost scared for anyone else in that division to fight him. I know Vitor knocked him out, but that was TRT Vitor. Fucking what? This guy has got a fucking granite chin.
Into full guard. Oh, looking for his back.
Get up.
And there's a nice straight by Souza.
Oh, double knee.
He scores with a
Whoa, hello.
leg kick. Joe, this is an outstanding show. The ability to continue to fight at this aggressive pace is simply outstanding. Jacare is aware that his opponent's hurt, and he's looking to continue. Oh!
Fuck. Wow, did he fucking helicopter and face plant there. Another news.
Got him the win.
Today, Friday, May 20th. Jason Mayhem Miller, you remember that guy? He was in the UFC for a while. Look at that. Oh my god. He was in the UFC for a while. He was in Strikeforce for a while. He had a show on MTV called Bully Beatdown. Look at this shit. Oh my god. Let's try to record that.
Boom! And then he's
How do you record shit?
with the official decision, Bruce Buffer.
I don't know how you record stuff on the Xbox. I used to have my Kinect, and I'd say, Xbox, record that. But then I took it out because it just kept falling down, so whatever. But yeah, Jason Mayhem Miller missed weight. He was fighting he was going to fight for Venator FC3, I believe is the name of the organization. He was going to fight Luke Barnott, a former Tough alum. He lost to Mark Munoz in his final UFC fight, and he got cut. He was going to fight him for the 185-pound belt, and he ended up missing weight by 23 pounds, or almost 23 or 24 pounds. Yeah. He didn't miss weight by 5 pounds. He didn't miss weight by 3 pounds. He missed weight by 20 or 24 pounds. That is pathetic. I mean, that guy has got a lot of problems with the law. He's sort of notoriously pathetic, but that is really bad. You know what? We're just gonna let's just watch this. Let's just watch that. Hopefully the fucking copyrights don't flag me for whatever music they use in here. Yeah, Jason Mayhem Miller, pathetic, man. Oof. Will Brooks, the Bellator 155-pound champion, lightweight, he was released from and stripped of his belt from Bellator. They've been having a back and forth disagreement with each other. I thought Will Brooks was gonna fight out his contract, but it turns out they didn't want to give him a fight because he wanted to, because they knew he was gonna leave, so they just stripped and released him. And they offered him. Brooks really wants to fight in the UFC, so I feel kind of bad for Will Brooks because he just had a baby, and I think he just bought a house too, maybe, I don't know, but yeah, if he thinks he's gonna get a big dollar contract from the UFC, I mean, I don't know, World Series of Fighting could offer him a big deal, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think that's going to happen to the point where UFC will raise up and get that, contract offer up to that level. But I'm really hoping to see Will Brooks in the UFC. I think that should be, he'd that 155-pound division is stacked. If you add another good guy in there, there's just so many fun fights you can do. Really pulling for him to get in the UFC and have a decent deal. I didn't mention this story last week because I don't know anything about it really. The UFC is for sale, kind of. Like, I think they're selling shares, like, like a 30% share. They were going to talk to the Chinese gazillionaire who owns Alibaba. He was interested in buying. I hear. I don't know. I just thought I'd throw that in there. Like, the UFC's been. That's been the news in the MMA world for like a week or two. So when I watch this back in, 2025, I'll be like, oh yeah, that was when they were talking about the UFC for sale, huh? Because this is a diary. You go back and you look in the diary and you figure out what's going on. Alright. Chris Weidman injury. That's what I was talking about before. He had something wrong with his neck. I heard he had a herniated disc. And it's like really bad where he's going to have to get some serious surgery. And no one knows if he's going to be able to be alright to like continue fighting. Pretty weird. I feel pretty bad for Chris Weidman, but at least he's not holding the belt. That's such a bad thing to say. Like, you just hope that dude's okay. He was so good. People say he's not that good. He got lucky when he beat Spider, and that I'm not gonna say that's true because I watched all of his fights before that, and the dude was a savage. Like, you watch that Mark Munoz highlight, or that highlight KO Chris Weidman did with Munoz, and it's just terrible. Fuck. See, I'm just rambling. This is a terrible episode. Some fight announcements. UFC 201 official. It's going to be the man we're fighting as, Robbie Lawler versus Tyron Woodley in Atlanta for the 170-pound welterweight championship. Sorry, bro. Good for Tyron. He gets his title shot. Good for Robbie. He gets back in there. He gets the scraps from UFC 200. Co-main eventing. Mighty Mouse versus Wilson Heiss. I've always struggled with that guy's last name. That's right. Even though they are going to do a flyweight tough season in which Benavidez and Cejudo are the coaches, and the winner will get a shot at Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse is going to fight before they even start filming that. So, you really hope that Wilson Heiss doesn't tip over the apple cart and disrupt things, But good for Mighty Mouse. Keep getting out there, keep earning that money. And keep on trucking towards that Anderson Silva record that he wants. Another fight, Ali Agabutinov, the flyweight who fought Mighty Mouse a while back. He got busted for EPO after that fight, and he definitely lost. Like, it was pretty bad. But when Ali Agabutinov was on the rise, I thought this dude was badass. Like, I thought he was gonna be the one to beat Mighty Mouse, and that it was gonna be such a good fight. No, he got beat. But I still like the dude a lot. And he's going to be fighting Jean Herrera. Apparently, so this is what it says online here. Herrera, 9-1, meanwhile, is looking to build off the momentum of his last fight. The Tampa native took an 8-0 record into the UFC before losing a decision to Ray Borg last summer, but he rebounded with the second-round TKO of Joby Sanchez at the Ultimate Fighter 22 finale in December, so that was during that whole big week. I don't remember him. I just read that from MMAfighting.com in an article by Dave Doyle. Not an article, just a little flyer. announcing the fight, or posting the fight. So, good on you, Dave Doyle. I didn't plagiarize you. I cited you. I gave you the website, MMAfighting.com. There it is again. Dave Doyle. I didn't plagiarize. John Lineker versus... who's he fighting? John Lineker. Oh, yeah, Michael McDonald. At UFC 91 in Sioux Falls on July 13th. I might go to that fight card. I'm deciding whether or not I should go to Chicago or South Dakota. The girlfriend doesn't want to go to either because we have to start paying off our student loans this summer. South Dakota's probably going to be cheaper, and we can just get it in and out. Whereas Chicago, it's going to be more expensive. Probably have to spend the night. Then you do the whole Uber thing, so I don't want to drive around Chicago. We went to Chicago last summer. It was a lot of fun. I really liked it. I want to go to both. I'll be lucky if I can even go to one. So I have to decide. Chicago is undoubtedly the better card, but I think just for comfort's sake, getting in to Sioux Falls will be a lot easier, and getting back, who knows. What else have I got here? Just one more thing. Diego Brandao suspended 9 months for marijuana usage. He got 9 months suspension from USADA, but Nevada Athletic Commission still has to decide. And you remember what the Nevada Athletic Commission did to Nick Diaz for fucking smoking weed. So who knows how big of a suspension he gets. I think that's all the news I have for this week. I'll probably forget something and be like, oh yeah, here's that. Oh yeah, remember when I said Jacare had something wrong with his knee? That's why I was surprised, whatever. It's because they were going to give him the Luke Rockhold title shot, but he had torn a meniscus in his knee and it required surgery, so that made him not be able to take the fight. But he'll get his shot, I'm sure. Who knows? He's old too. Yoel Romero's old. Michael Bisping's old. I'm just glad one of them can get a shot at it. Now, fight of the week. I didn't decide on what the fight of the week was, but you know what? Since I'm talking about Nick Diaz, we're gonna do Nick Diaz versus Paul Daley in Strikeforce, the greatest first round of all time. Let's see what Strikeforce that was. Diaz versus Daley. Force Diaz versus Daley, April 9th, 2011, in San Diego, California. There you have it. Best first round of all time. It was for the welterweight world championship for Strikeforce. It was on Showtime. Really, really fun fight. Wait, this was the first non-challengers event that Strikeforce held under the management of their new owner, Zuffa. Oh, so this was a Zuffa. This was a Zuffa fight. Gotcha. So there you have it. Diaz versus Daley. Really, really fun fight. I hope you enjoyed this. I know it was a subpar episode. I need to maintain a standard of excellence so that I don't put any more garbage shit out there. But, I'm going to do it. I'm sorry. Like I said, this is a diary. This is so I can show my kids in 30 years, hey, I used to like UFC. I used to like MMA. Yeah, I could show you my MMA diaries. And then I'm going to be very embarrassed when they listen to them and be all like, you didn't know what you were talking about, Dad. And I'm going to be all like, yeah, I know. But I know what I'm talking about now, so you better get in your room and clean. Bellator 155 this week. Saturday, I do believe. It's either tonight or Saturday. Melvin Manhoff versus someone else, the world champion of Bellator 185. I don't know. I'll watch it. Who knows? Maybe it'll be good. And then there is also Victory FC 50 on Fight Pass if you're interested in that. I have no clue who's fighting there. I'll probably not watch it. Go out and play Doom and Uncharted 4 if you haven't already. There's my public service announcement. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. let me know if you did, and I'll catch you next time. I'm going to end this at 30 minutes.